Mercury in the fourth house. Conversations at the root. Welcome to Mercury in the fourth house in synastry. In this overlay, we explore what happens when one person's Mercury, their mind, their voice, their curiosity, falls into another person's fourth house, the house of home, roots, family history, emotional foundations, and the private interior life that most people rarely show to anyone. This is not Mercury's most natural environment. The fourth house is deep, private, and feeling-oriented. It belongs to the realm of what is held rather than spoken, felt rather than articulated. Mercury is a planet of the surface, of the articulate and mobile mind, of ideas moving freely through air. But when these two energies meet in overlay, something genuinely intimate and unusual can occur. A quality of conversation that goes further inward than either person may have expected. The Mercury person finds themselves unusually curious about the house person's private world, their origins, their family patterns, their inner life, the stories they carry from childhood. All of this becomes genuinely interesting to the Mercury person's mind. This is not idle curiosity. It has a quality of real investment, of wanting to understand where the house person came from in order to understand who they are. The Mercury person tends to ask questions that go to the root, and they ask them with a quality of attention that makes the house person feel that the answers genuinely matter. The house person may find this attention both touching and slightly unnerving. The fourth house is the part of the self that is most carefully protected, the terrain of what we carry from our family of origin, the emotional material we do not ordinarily bring into the light of conversation. When the Mercury person's attention falls here, it can feel like being gently asked to open a room that is usually kept locked. The house person's instinct may be to resist, and yet something in the Mercury person's quality of interest makes resistance feel less necessary than usual. One of the genuine gifts of this overlay is the Mercury person's ability to help the house person articulate their inner life. Many people carry unprocessed emotional history, experiences and feelings from their past that have never been put into words. The Mercury person's presence and engaged curiosity creates conditions in which those unspoken things can begin to find language. For the house person, this can be profoundly clarifying and, in some cases, genuinely healing. Conversations under this overlay tend to go deep and often unexpectedly. Two people may sit down for what feels like an ordinary exchange and find themselves, an hour later, talking about childhood, about family wounds, about the home they are trying to build or escape, about the patterns they have carried without knowing. The Mercury person draws this material forward, not intrusively, but through the simple quality of their sustained attention. There is also a strong quality of domestic intimacy here. Mercury in the fourth tends to produce people who talk easily at home, in the kitchen, over meals, in the quiet of evening. The home environment becomes a space of rich conversation, of ongoing verbal exchange that deepens the sense of shared life. The Mercury person may find, in this relationship, that their thinking becomes more historically informed, more aware of roots, of origins, of how the past shapes the present. The house person's world deepens the Mercury person's mind in ways that prove lasting and meaningful. Now, let's discuss the challenges. The Mercury person may intellectualize the house person's emotional material, offering analysis where what is needed is simply presence. The fourth house holds things that are not always improved by being explained. The house person does not always need their inner world interpreted back to them. Sometimes they need to be met in it, rather than helped out of it. The house person may also feel exposed by the Mercury person's interest in their depths, particularly if that interest feels more like intellectual curiosity than genuine tenderness. There is a difference between wanting to understand someone's origins and wanting to be with them inside those origins, and the fourth house can feel the distinction acutely. There can also be a dynamic in which the Mercury person, having gathered a detailed understanding of the house person's family history and emotional patterns, begins to use that knowledge in ways that feel reductive, as if the house person can be fully explained by their past. No one is only their origins. When navigated with care and genuine emotional sensitivity, Mercury in the fourth house produces a relationship of unusual depth and private closeness. Two people who talk to one another about the things most people never discuss: family, fear, longing, the private architecture of who we are beneath everything we show the world. Mercury in the fourth house is ultimately about finding words for the interior. And in that speaking, something long carried in silence begins at last to be genuinely known.
Thank you for listening. Next, we explore Mercury in the fifth house.